Hello, guys, and welcome to sportstalkreview.com. I'm Natalie Rydstrom, and I've got three guests with me. It's tipsters who've been with me throughout the entire of the tournament, predicting, putting their reputations on the line to give us some great tips. Now we're coming to the finals here, Portugal versus France, and boy, what a final this is. And interestingly, two of our tipsters live in either of the countries. We've got Bernardo from Portugal, and we've got Stuart, who is in France. Guys, thank you so much for being here.
Hello.
No problem. To be fair, I think Bernardo's got a bit more skin in the game on this one. I live here, but it's not my team. So.
Yeah, but you know what? If France do win, what a party you guys are going to be having! Like, you should be wanting that just for the after party.
Yeah, with the child.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Party with the child.
The child, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
When France won the other night, the horns barking in the streets and loads of people out screaming. I'm like, yep, this is really good. I've got a 2-month-old. Thank you.
Shut up! Now, listen, I tell you, the first all-important question here that we've got to ask is who is going to lift the trophy? I'll quickly run through the odds here for our viewers. Right now, the money line, 2.05 for France. The draw is 3.150, and then Portugal, 4.65. All those odds with Pinnacle. To lift the trophy, France 1.4 for their heavy favourites. Bet365 whilst Portugal comes in 2.88. So we're going to run down the line. Alex, who are you going for?
If it will go on penalty, I think that Portugal will win, but I think that it will not go on penalty. So I think that on 90 minutes, France is the favorite and will. I think that they will win in 90 minutes. Anyway, we're talking about a final. You never know what it will happen exactly, but the quality of the players that France has and proved them in the match with the Germany doesn't compare with 1-2 big players that Portugal has, like Cristiano Ronaldo or Sanchez, the 18 years old or 23 years old, we don't know how old is he. So I think that Pepe might miss or might not miss the game. Depends. Bernardo knows a lot more about the Portugal team than I do, for example.
Well, listen, let's head over to the Portuguese man himself, Bernardo from the alltips.com. Who are you going for?
Well, I'm going with Portugal here, and not with my heart, because I think that it's valuable, the odd that we have in Portugal, especially on the draw no bet, which pays around 3.55, and also the double chance or Asian handicap plus 0.5 goals, which pays around 192 Pinnacle. I think that France is superior team. Yes, I can agree with that. They play on their turf, which is important. But Portugal has a big quality on their team. If we go through all the sectors, I think that, well, the midfield of France, yeah, it's true. They have Pogba, Kant, and Matuidi. They are both, all three are very strong. But like Alex said, we have Sanchez. Of course, William Carvalho is also a very good guy and is back from the suspension. And I think that we can give a good fight versus France here, especially because France, in all games that they assumed the game, well, where they were favorites, they conceded. They conceded versus Ireland, they conceded versus Iceland, versus Romania. They committed penalties, 2 penalties on this Euro Cup. I think that this can be a very tricky game. And I can see no value at odds of 2 for France here. And about the party after the game, well, we have 500,000 Portuguese in France, so I think that's it's a big party.
And that's the point, actually, because you came on a video early with me, Bernardo, and you sort of mentioned about the number of Portuguese people actually in France. So they will actually have quite a crowd behind them, which is worth sort of noting.
Yes, true. Besides Lisbon, Portuguese capital, and Porto, Paris is the city in the world with more Portuguese. So we have I don't know very well the numbers, but we have more than 500,000 in France, and I think that, well, probably 100.
They're all going to be there.
Something like that in Paris. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's and another thing, the pressure it will be on France. Don't forget that. The pressure is on 100% on France, because the Portugal team arrived in the final and they don't have nothing to lose. Okay, we don't think that Cristiano Ronaldo will cry at the end of the game. I don't know the odds for that or what it will be, but
I would take a bet on that one, actually, if they lose. I would.
Yeah, because you know, when people get emotional with happiness, they cry. So I think that he can cry on that day.
or if they lose as well. Listen, quickly though, I've got to find out as well, Stuart from tipsterhq.com, who are you going with to lift the trophy?
I'm going with France, I have to say. Just, I live here, and also I think they're the better side. As Alex just said, I think they've got the better players throughout the team. I think Portugal do have the one outstanding player as far as the teams go. Ronaldo, he's faded a bit over the last couple of years, I think, but he's still one of the best players in the world, and he is dangerous to the opposition at any time almost.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, I have to say I am also with France to lift the trophy. I am very sorry, Bernardo, although I will be rooting for Portugal for you. Definitely with France to lift the trophy. I just think they have seemed a stronger team throughout the tournament. Portugal definitely picked it up against Wales there, the 2-0 win there. Obviously a goal from Ronaldo, a goal from Nani, but I don't know, France has just been a sort of a consistently, especially as we're heading more to the finals as well, their 5-2 win, followed by their 2-0 victory over Germany. Both goals scored by Antoine Griezmann, who, again, Bernardo, we were talking about this, weren't we, about sort of anytime goal scorer. I'd definitely probably look at Griezmann there, 2.7 Bet365 to be an anytime goal scorer. Are you guys with me on this one?
Yes, I think that 2.7 has value on Griezmann. Like I said before, usually games between France and Portugal are very dramatically, and well, I can see a penalty on this game, and so Griezmann is the guy that also took the penalty. So I think that has some value, 2.7, and but I like also very much Ronaldo to score 3.3, and I think that it's a good strategy here to back both on this game, because in case just one score, you get out with some good profit too. So I like both the odds of the two best players on the pitch.
What about you?
Only one thing I want to tell you, to say how the bookies are thinking. Imagine that in the 6, 7, 9 goal scorers from this match, only Cristiano Ronaldo is on second place from the Portuguese team. We have Griezmann on first. After that is coming Giroud, Gignac, Martial, Payet, Pogba, Coman. So that means something for everybody. That means that the players have quality. Me, I'm going with Dimitri Payet on goal scorer, anytime goal scorer, 4.2 for this game.
Okay. What about you, Stuart? Have you got to lean on anytime goal scorer?
If I was pushed to go for it, it's not a market I generally work in. If I was pushed to go for it, then Griezmann would be my choice, I have to say. Payet started the competition really well, but he's not been as influential. So it might be interesting, just as a little bit of interest for people. Griezmann actually needs to get 3 goals to equal Michel Platini's record of 9 goals in the European Championship. And you can get odds of 51 for that happening.
Wow.
I don't think it's going to happen, but 51, big odd.
Yeah.
Me, I want to say you that okay, Cristiano Ronaldo scored 9 goals and he equalized Michel Platini, but Michel Platini scored this in one competition, not in 3 or 4. How much Cristiano scored?
And what about as well goals here? I think many are predicting a tight game. Could this be open? We've got the over 2.5 goals, 2.75 William Hill, and then the under is 1.5 Stan James. Bernardo, what are you predicting?
Well, I'm a bit afraid of the goals market. I think that both teams to score around 2.3 can be available hard, but well, the over is well covered. The line at the moment, the evens line is around over 2.0. I think that it's well made. It's a very possible result. For example, the team that gets the lead can get the second goal, so 2-0 for one side. I think that it's a very possible result, as well as 1-1. Sincerely, I prefer to skip the goals market. I see some value on both teams to score, because I think that both have plenty of capabilities to score a goal on this game. But on the overline, I think that it's well covered, and I don't like very much to risk something on that.
Yeah, both teams to score, actually. That's my top tip for this match. I've got that 2.3 William Hill. Those are the best odds I could find. Alex, what's your top tip for the match?
I have more situations here. I think that besides France to win in 90 minutes, because this is what I'm predicting, I'm going with another interesting odd. France to score over 1.5 goals in the match, priced at around 2.6, 2.7. If France will score the first goal, Portugal will be forced to attack, and because it's about lifting the trophy at the end of the match, and the players that France has in the midfield, Pogba can do a magical, how to say, run in the middle and open a space for one of the attack players, and like that it will be, I think, 2-0, 2-1 for France, the correct score at the end of the 90 minutes. I think that there we are staying.
And Stuart, what's your top tip for the match?
Well, I'm going for a France win, 2.05 with Ladbrokes. I'm also really, really tempted at the under 1.5 goals. You get pretty good odds on that, around 2.6. So I'm expecting it to be a really, really tight game and very, very few goals. And, you know, frankly, I'd be happy if there was a 1-0 win to Portugal as long as it stays under 1.5.
You know that the problem is about the tight game, because I hear Stuart that he says about the tight game. France doesn't know how to do a tight game, how to defend, how to say, wait for Portugal to attack. They will never do that. You saw in the match with Germany that they didn't expect Germany to attack. Of course, Germany had the possession a little bit in the first half of the ball, but France dominated in all the terms of the 90 minutes. So I think that France will attack, France will have the possession, Portugal will try on the break with Cristiano and Nani. So I think that like that is the match that we'll see.
Well, I have to disagree there with you, Alex, because France, well, it's true that Germany had ball possession on first half like 70% versus 30% of France. And, well, France scored 2 goals on that game. Well, it's true that they were very well on second half, but the 2 goals that they have scored were 2 defensive errors. One from Kimmich, I think, or no.
One from Schweinsteiger with a penalty, but
yeah,
from my point of view, that was not a penalty.
Yeah, the one.
Oh, that was a penalty.
Of Schweinsteiger, and also and then a big defensive error. Of course, that they were well on second half, but it's different to get in on second half with 1-0. They were winning with that penalty on the end of on first half. So I think that on a pragmatic game, Portugal can have a chance here, because on all, as I said before, on all games that they assumed the game, they conceded space on their back to Romania, to Albania. Even Albania didn't score, and also to Ireland. So
this is why I'm saying if the one goal will be really fast in the game, like in the 20 minutes of the game, it will be really open the game after that. So we might assist also easily on over 2.5 goals in the match.
Yeah, I agree.
The thing for me is, I think Didier Deschamps has a really good tactical background. You know, he spent a lot of time playing in Italy. He knows how to put a side together. You know, he knows how to coach a team. He knows how to send a side out to do a specific job. And I think he's got the players to do that. I think up against Portugal, he knows he's going to have a team that's going to be spoiling. You know, it's going to be getting involved in those proper little tactical fouls, and there's nothing wrong with that. Tactical fouls are fine. But that's what Portugal are going to do. And France are going to have to be prepared for that. And if they expect to go out there and dominate the game, that ain't going to happen. So Deschamps is a canny guy. He knows what he's doing. He's going to be sending out players, sending out teams, and the players knowing what's ahead of them. And you know, if they're expecting a goal fest, then that's the wrong match for them.
What about actually taking this as like an in-play bet? So sort of like holding off on a sort of a bet like that until maybe if there is a goal scored in the first like 20 minutes, you know, then maybe look towards maybe the over 2 goals, over 2.5 goals, something like that. Like, could that be the better tactic?
Yes, in case of, for example, of a goal on first half, I think that the over 2.25 or over 2.5 has value for the second half. Yeah. It is that kind of game. Yeah.
And also, guys, just also to let our viewers know that during half time of the match on Sunday, we will be getting together, taking a look, revising our bets here, seeing how we're doing, and also if there's any sort of in-play bets for the second half, or if we're going to hedge our bets, cash out, whatever we're going to do to try and sort of make the most money that we can out of the match. But is there anything else that you guys would like to add before we bring this to a close?
I want to ask Bernardo if he knows any details about Pepe injury. We know that he's a tight injury, and I really want to know if he will definitely play or not play in that game.
Yeah, Pep gonna play, and he's the best center back on the pitch for both sides. Yeah,
I think that Pepe is one of the best defenders from the world. Without the red cards and without the aggression, with aggressive game done with Barcelona every time.
That is his biggest problem. But well, on this Euro Cup, he's doing very well. He didn't play versus Wales, but on the previous two games versus Croatia and also versus Poland, he played very well. And I think that well, it's a big plus in case he's ready to play. The last news already say that he's gonna play the final.
All right.
He was touch and go to play against Wales, wasn't he? He was training with the ball before Wales, so
Yeah.
It was a bit surprising he didn't feature in that game. Talking of centre backs, I think that is the one area that France are really quite weak at the back.
Yeah, I think that we have Portugal have, for example, in terms of headers, I think that well we can take some advantage of the type of how France defend on corners, for example, especially with Pepe, Ronaldo, and in case Danilo doesn't play, because I think that's going to be William Carvalho. Well, we lose there and header, but I think that it's kind of plays that we can have some advantage. Well, Ronaldo is a great header, and Pep can make some damage too.
Yeah, but you are up against the best goalkeeper in the world, Hugo Lloris. So.
Yeah, that is true, and he did very well in last game. Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
I'm not biased at all about him. No.
Listen, guys, I'm going to draw this to a close now. Just before I let you go, let's just run through our final sort of predictions for the match, starting with you, Alex.
Over 1.5 goals scored by France, payout around 2.6, 2.7.
All right. And Bernardo, what are you going for?
Well, I'm going to split between Portugal draw no bet around 3.25 and also Portugal plus draw or plus Asian handicap plus 0.5 goals around 192. And I recommend to back both Griezmann and Ronaldo to score. I think that's going to be profitable. All
right, great stuff. And Stuart, what's your top tip?
I think I'm expecting a very different match to these guys. I'm going for France win, and I'm going to be seriously looking at under 1.5 goals.
Under 1.5. Okay, I'm going for both teams to score. That's my bet. Hey, listen, Brenna's just walked through the door. Portugal versus France. What's your... France, 1-0 on a penalty kick.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's not even play the game. Let's just go with what he's got to say.
Mike Brenner, the winner. Yeah. All right, guys. Listen, thank you so much, and I'll see you on Sunday during half-time of the game.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you.